I now call the February 5th, 2020 meeting of the Thousand Oaks Youth Commission to order at 6:30 p.m. Can Staff Liaison can Commissioner Shu please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Commissioners, please put your mics on. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now we will have roll call taken by Adult Liaison Francine Spriegel.
Please stay here present when I call your name. Chair Glabke.
Here.
Vice Chair Schlosser.
here.
Commissioner Alpert.
Here.
Commissioner Emanuel.
Here.
Commissioner Friedman.
Here.
Commissioner Goodnight.
Present.
Commissioner Matus.
Here.
Commissioner McKeown is absent. Commissioner Makari is absent. Commissioner Nash.
Here.
Commissioner Shea.
Present.
Commissioner Tovey is absent. Commissioner Shu.
Present.
Adult Commissioner Petrus is absent. And Adult Commissioner Martinez.
Here.
Thank you.
Can I have Commissioner Matus introduce Agenda Item 4, Public Comments?
This is the time in our meeting when we invite members of the public to state their concerns about youth-related issues in our city or to present items for the Commission consideration. Are there any members of the public who would like to speak at this time? There being none, let's move on.
Next, we have Agenda Item 5, our General Plan Update. Can Commissioner Emanuel please introduce this portion of the meeting?
Kristen Rice is a city staff member who works on the Thousand Oaks General Plan Update. Kari Finley is the city planning manager. Please join me in welcoming Kristen Rice and Kari Finley.
My name is Kristen Rice, and I'm a senior planner for the City of Thousand Oaks Community Development Department. I'm also here with Kari Finley, who's sitting next to me. She is the advanced planning manager for the City of Thousand Oaks Community Development Department. We are part of the city's staff team that's working on an exciting project called Thousand Oaks 2045 General Plan Update, and we're here tonight to provide you with some information about it. I want to start off by asking one question. Did you know the future of Thousand Oaks is thought out years in advance? Well, it is, and it's all because of the general plan. The general plan is a long-range policy document that will guide development, policies, and programs in this community for the next 25 years. Its purpose is to establish the community's vision for how it will evolve in the years to come and to put tools in place for the city to implement those visions. We as planners tend to call this the blueprint for the future. It addresses topics like land use, circulation, housing, transportation, conservation, open space, noise, safety, and a new topic called environmental justice. California law requires every city and county to adopt a general plan and recommends that it's updated every 10 to 15 years. To meet these requirements, the City of Thousand Oaks is starting the process of updating its current general plan. The general plan update process is a multi-year process that will happen in these phases. Phase 1 is called Existing Conditions. It focuses on reviewing existing policies and reports about the state of Thousand Oaks and how it is and looks and feels now. Phase 2 is called Listening and Visioning, which focuses on community outreach, informing the public and getting their input on their long-term vision and guiding principles that will be included in this plan. We also ask the community to tell us where they want the city to change and where they think that it should remain stable. So we're actually just wrapping up this phase and we're starting to get into phase 3, which is called Plan Alternatives. This is where we will begin to develop various land use and transportation plan alternatives. You can kind of think of these as how the city plans to grow and where it's going to grow. So we'll put that into a document that has goals and policies and maps in it and implementation tools. Phase 4 focuses on plan development, which is the preparation of the draft general plan and also an environmental impact report, which we will make available for the public to review and provide comments on. Phase 5 is, I'm sorry, I missed one. Phase 5 is review and adopt. It focuses on incorporating public comments into the plan, and then we'll be taking it to City Council, to Planning Commission and City Council for approval. The general plan update is a community-driven process that is dependent on public input, and we hope that all of you here and anyone watching tonight will get involved. There are numerous opportunities for participation. These are just a few photos of some of our past events where we asked the community to provide input on what their vision is for the future of Thousand Oaks in the year 2045 and what makes Thousand Oaks special to you. So far, we've held focus groups, stakeholder meetings, online surveys, small pop-up workshops throughout the city, larger community workshops, and we're going to be continuing all of these types of community engagement activities throughout the rest of the year. With that, we're just here to ask you all to please get involved in the general plan update process because we need your participation and we need your input. You can visit our website at www.toaks2045.org. I also have a sign-in sheet here on the table behind us if you would like to sign up to get any news and updates and announcements. We use your emails to send you when all of the upcoming events are. You can also follow us on any of our social media accounts. We have Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram right now. So thank you for the opportunity to present tonight, and I hope to see you participate at some of our events coming up. Thank you.
Are there any questions from the commission?
Yes.
What are some upcoming events that members of the public can be involved in for the general plan?
Sure. So the first one is actually tomorrow night. We have a general plan advisory committee. They meet, which if you want some more information, one of your commissioners is on the general plan advisory committee. They meet approximately once a month or once every other month. They're actually going to be talking about fiscal and economic issues tomorrow, and they're going to be continuing on one of the mapping exercises where they're going to be identifying where they think the city should change, how it should change, and where there shouldn't be any changes at all. So that's the first one. We're going to be having an interactive online survey that's going to be published within the next couple weeks. Check back on our website for that. We're going to be asking the community to prioritize values. We're going to give you a list of about 8 or so values, and we need you to tell us which are the most important ones. And then we're also going to be asking the community to prioritize challenges for the future. What do you think the most important challenges are for this city in the next 25 years? And then the greatest part of this is there's an interactive map where you're going to be able to put on the map, where do you think there should be perhaps multifamily housing? Do you think that there should be any offices, retail? And you can actually put on the map what you want where so that we can see what the community really wants for their future. That's the next biggest thing. We will be having a community workshop in later this spring. We're trying to plan it for later towards the end of April. And then the other one that is coming up is on Tuesday night, we have a city council study session. We do go to the city council every other couple months just to update them on what's going on, but we're going to be talking about housing with them, what the existing conditions are of housing in the state of in the city of Thousand Oaks. So those are some of the big things coming up right now. We're constantly updating our website and putting on new activities. If you want to sign up to our email list, we do send out emails every couple of weeks just to let you know what's going on. And please come to one or all of the events. The more you can participate, the better.
Are all of the meetings public?
Almost all of the meetings are public. The only meetings that are not necessarily public are when we hold focus groups. Those meetings are intended not to be open to the public, but our consultants are there and working with the members of those focus groups, just so that they feel that they can talk more freely. For example, we have an economic development focus group that met early on in the process with one of our consultant teams. But otherwise, everything else is open to the public.
I was just wondering, we're partnering with you guys for the Youth Summit this year.
Yes.
Applications are due February 9th. But I was just wondering what you think your contribution kind of adds to our event this year in terms of prospective student or prospective youth who would like to come and participate.
Well, I'm kind of hoping for the reverse. I'm hoping that you and your group will be able to give us additional perspective on how we can make this city better for the future and figure out what your values are, because quite frankly, in 25 years, I'll be in my 60s and I'll probably be retired, but all of you could possibly be still living in this city. So I'm hoping that we get a good sense of what you want, what you like about Thousand Oaks right now, and what you want it to be in the future.
Approximately how long will like the planning part of this general plan process take?
Good question. We actually have to complete this process by fall 2021, and that's so that we can meet a state deadline. I mentioned that there's different topics in the general plan, and that's because we call these elements. The state requires you to have 8 elements. You don't necessarily have to adopt those all at one time like we're doing right now, but we're required to adopt a housing element every 8 years. So the next deadline for the 8-year cycle is in October 2021, which, since our city council has chosen to update this general plan comprehensively, which means we're going to be updating every single element, we then have to complete this process by October 2021. So we will be doing extensive community engagement for the next year as we're preparing the plan alternatives and then putting the draft plan together. And then by about a year from now, we're hoping to release the public is what we call the admin draft plan document, and then also the draft environmental report in about a year for the public to review and comment.
There being no more questions from the commission, thank you, Mrs. Rice.
Thank you.
All right, can I have Commissioner Goodnight introduce agenda item 6, our guest speaker?
Thank you. The Future Business Leaders of America, or FBLA for short, is a national student organization that inspires and prepares students to become community-minded business leaders through career preparation and leadership experiences. The Westlake High School chapter invites all students to learn about different aspects of business and community service through the various events with local business leaders. Please welcome Trevor Gadsby from the Westlake High School FBLA chapter.
Good evening. I'm so honored to be speaking here today. I'm Trevor Gadsby, and I'm a student at Westlake High School. I'm also the president for the Westlake High School FBLA chapter and the vice president of activities for the Gold Coast FBLA section, which is composed of most of Southern California. I've also been a future business leader for 4 years and have learned so many great and practical skills from FBLA. What is FBLA? FBLA is the world's largest student-run business organization with over 250,000 members worldwide. FBLA also teaches and prepares its members for the business world. Topics range from accounting to sports management. A main focus of FBLA is how business relates to virtually every business sector. I have personally competed in competitions including Accounting 1, Healthcare Administration, and Social Media Design, and I've learned so many in these fields that I would not normally have extensive knowledge about. FBLA is a great way for students to meet from around the country and the state and network with each other and also network with other business professionals. These contacts can then be useful because then they can get these business professionals to come as guest speakers and do business tours or use these to apply for future jobs. How does FBLA work? There are so many FBLA events that take place throughout the year and the country. The first event of the year is Officer and Advisor Training Day, also called OAT Day. This year, OAT Day took place at Westlake High School, while last year it was held at South Pasadena High School. This day is great for new and returning members to hear about FBLA and also the updates the section officer team is planning to implement for the new year. At this event, I was able to present a workshop on how to fundraise effectively and also how to reach out to business professionals. The second event of the year is the Leadership Development Institute, also called LDI. At this event, chapters from all over Southern California get to meet and network and further their FBLA career. LDI offers a competition practice session where students can prepare for the upcoming competitions or test out areas they are interested in. At this event, I taught a workshop called Money Doesn't Grow on Trees, and over 200 members attended this event to learn more about how different types of businesses make money. The main events that FBLA has are its conferences. The first conference of the year is the section conference, and at this conference, students can put their business skills to the test. And if they place in one of the competitions that they do, they can then compete and move on at the state level. And if they place at the state level, they can then compete at the national level. Regardless of competitions, all FBLA members are welcome to attend each of these conferences because there are many workshops taught by business professionals. This year's section conference will be held at South Pasadena High School, the State Leadership Conference held in Ontario, California, and the National Leadership Conference in Salt Lake City, Utah. In addition to competitions, FBLA members at Westlake have been able to participate in many other activities and projects. We offer individual projects where students can earn digital badges for competing projects that teach about the environment, financial literacy, professional profiles, and many more areas of interest. These projects provide members with the ability to gain useful skills that can help them later in life. FBLA is stressing financial literacy this year, so there have also been many financial literacy workshops at the FBLA events, and these workshops have been presented by professionals from companies such as Bank of America. At Westlake, we are also completing chapter projects so that our members can gain great teamwork skills and be able to give back to the community and also be able to teach their fellow students. These projects are the Community Service Project, the American Enterprise Project, and a Partnership with a Business Project. For the Community Service Project, we are working with Harbor House to support local underprivileged people in their job application process. For the American Enterprise Project, we are teaching local middle school and elementary school students about different business skills that they can use in the future. And for the Partnership with a Business Project, we have been collaborating with Caruso and the Four Seasons Hotel to learn more about how commercial real estate impacts the local community. For the Partnership with a Business Project, we were able to tour the Westlake Village Four Seasons Hotel and their California Health and Longevity Institute. We learned how the Health Institute adds to what makes their hotel special. We were also able to meet with executives from their accounting, marketing, and health and wellness sectors. These professionals explained to us how they ended up in the hospitality sector and also how their portion of the hotel works. The accounting executive was actually an FBLA alumni from when he was in high school. From the marketing executive, we learned how the Four Seasons advertises and also how they have to use advertisements to target their specific audience. The health and wellness executive taught us about how her program is unique to the Four Seasons and promotes healthy lifestyles such as exercising and learning how to cook healthy meals. Also part of the Partnership with a Business Project, Rick Lemo, Caruso's Senior Vice President of Corporate Relations, came and presented to the Westlake FBLA chapter about how the Caruso company always puts the community first. He explained how they want to make sure that people who attend their properties, such as the Westlake Promenade, the lakes, and the Grove, always have the best and most welcoming experience possible. We also learned how Caruso gives back to the community, and more information how commercial real estate works as a whole. This was a very informative presentation that our members loved because they were able to learn about a business sector that they do not normally learn about in school. Some more activities that we have completed for this project are a tour of the City Hall, where we learned about current developments in our community and how finance works at the local government level. We learned how the local government wants to improve quality of life in Thousand Oaks by maintaining large areas of open space full of nature and also by bringing popular shows to the Civic Arts Plaza. We also learned how they plan to redesign City Hall to make it more accessible and integrated into the community. Later in the year, we will be touring a Caruso property to further our understanding of commercial real estate and how the Caruso Company gives back to the community. Another future activity we are hosting is a webinar with Google and also one with LinkedIn in order to learn more about how business relates to technology, since technology is such a big part of our lives. Overall, FBLA has provided me and many other members with a great experience and learning about practical and skills that can be used later in life. Through FBLA, and especially through the partnership with the business project, I've been able to have a first-hand experience of how different business models work. I've gained so much useful knowledge that has helped me in both school and my many extracurricular activities. Thank you for listening to my presentation. Do you have any questions?
Are there any questions? Yep.
If a student's school does not offer FBLA, can they still attend events and competitions?
The only way to attend FBLA competitions is if you have a registered chapter, but it is relatively easy to start a chapter. You just have to get an interested teacher and some interested students, and then you can just submit it to the CAFBLA, and then they can register it.
Any other questions? Yep.
So in addition to what you've learned about the business community, how do you believe your experience with FBLA is going to help you, like, going into college and then on into your professional career?
I think that FBLA provides great skills such as like public speaking and also just networking skills and gaining contacts with other professionals. So by working with businesses such as Four Seasons, Caruso, and Bank of America, I can then possibly use those contacts in the future for when I'm applying for the job and anything like that. And at the section level, we also have a contact list where all FBLA members have a list of different local businesses who are willing to work with FBLA members. So that's a helpful way to help the members in the future.
Any final questions? Nope. Once again, Trevor, thank you very much for attending, and speaking of the Future Business Leaders of America Association, thank you very much.
We now have agenda item 7, our project reports, and first up we have therapeutic dance with Commissioners Alpert and Freeman.
Good evening. The therapeutic dance is coming up March 28th, 2020. Volunteers are needed for the event, as well as the 2 work parties leading up to the dance. The first work party is on March 21st, 2020 from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at Art Trek. The second work party is March 27th, 2020 from 5 to 9 p.m. at the Teen Center. The dance itself is on March 28th from 5:30 to 9 p.m. at the Teen Center. Volunteers are needed to help set up, as well as to accompany guests to the dance and also clean up. Setup begins at 8:30 a.m. and cleanup ends at 10 p.m. All volunteers must sign a release form prior to volunteering. Hope to see you there, and thank you.
Next, we have a report on our Youth Leadership Summit with Vice Chair Schlosser and Commissioner Nash.
The Youth Leadership Summit is a biannual event that allows students in the Conejo Valley area to provide input on what they believe are the main issues in the community and their ideas on how to best solve them. This year, the event is coming up later than usual on February 20th from 3:30 to around 7:30. We will be leading roundtable discussions with community leaders such as the mayor, the superintendent, and Conejo Recreation and Park District members. Students will be asked to discuss topics relating to each leader's role in the community and be able to generate ideas for upcoming years. We will also be having the retired Chief of Police, Tim Hagel, as our keynote speaker.
A new addition to the 2020 event is that the General Plan of Thousand Oaks Committee will be leading a second round of discussions based off ideas taken from the students' applications and general plan topics. This event only happens every other year and is a great opportunity to provide guidance for future community actions, speak to influential community leaders, and to hear what the other students have to say. The event can provide 4 service hours and looks amazing on college applications and resumes. The application for this event is due this Sunday, February 9th, and we are still short 20 students, so please consider applying and spreading the word to fellow students and friends. You can find the applications at www.toaks.org/youth under the Youth Leadership Summit. Thank you.
We now have our Youth Recognition Awards presentation given by Commissioners Matus and Shea.
The Youth Recognition Awards is a program where the city honors youth volunteers to give their time, talent, and creativity to benefit the community. The award ceremony will be held on May 21st, 2020 this year, and interviews will be held on April 7th and 8th.
Nominations are now open for youth recognition. Agencies, nonprofits, and schools can nominate worthy students for this prestigious award. Nominations close on February 28th. Visit toaks.youth for more information.
At this point in the meeting, I will turn it over to Vice Chair Schlosser.
Item 8 is school and liaison reports. In addition to being an advisory body to City Council, the Youth Commission also appoints commissioners to act as liaisons to various youth organizations. Commissioner Nash, will you please introduce item 8A, the ASG-ASB portion of our meeting?
The Youth Commission invites representatives from each of our local high schools and intermediate or middle schools to present information about school activities for the purpose of generating a feeling of community spirit. Our first representative speaker today is Larkin Patch from Sequoia Middle School.
Good evening. My name is Larkin and I am an 8th grader as well as Sequoia Middle School's vice president. Sequoia just held our annual Spelling Bee and Geography Bee, where we now have 2 amazing 8th grade winners who are moving on to state level. Sequoia also just held our first Kindness Week, where students tried to complete as many acts of kindness in a week as possible. ASB also just had our winter dance that we called the Pajama Jam, which included a pajama dress day. This week is National Counselors Week, so we are showing all of our appreciation in many ways. Lastly, we have many inclusive and fun lunchtime activities and spirited dress days coming up in the next few weeks. Thank you for your attention, and I hope you have a good rest of your night.
Thank you. Next, we have Caroline Lindquist from St. Pascal Baylon.
Good evening. My name is Caroline Lindquist, and I'm in 8th grade at St. Pascal Baylon School. Last week was our Catholic Schools Week, where Catholic schools around the nation celebrate their faith, their community members, and each other. This month, the 8th grade has 2 field trips to the Museum of Tolerance on February 11th and the Ventura County Courthouse on February 24th. On February 13th is our Valentine's Day outreach, along with class parties and the Sealed with a Kiss contest, where students have to guess whose lip marks belong to the certain student council officers. We also have the junior high hushpins, where the girls can't talk to the boys for the whole day. We also have no school the 14th through the 17th through the President's Day holiday. Thank you for your time and have a great rest of your night.
Thank you, Caroline. Next, we have Olivia Sautelli from Lorena High School.
Hi, my name is Olivia Satelli, and I'm a senior at Lorena High School. In January, Lorena students celebrated Catholic Schools Week, with activities ranging from the father-daughter chili cook-off to even a no-homework day. This past month marked the end of the league season for many of our athletics teams. Both basketball and soccer had an outstanding season and celebrated senior night to send off their 12th grade students. The basketball team is now looking forward to CIF playoffs. Our academic decathlon team had a successful performance last weekend at the Ventura County competition. Amongst many of our decathletes receiving medals in the individual categories, the team notably won 2nd place in the Super Quiz and 1st place in the speech category overall. This past weekend also marked Lorena's annual Nun Run, a 5K event in support of the Sisters of Notre Dame. With over 800 runners participating, this breaks a record for largest in Nun Run history. Thank you to all the volunteers and runners who make this event possible. Coming up, the seniors are looking forward to Kairos, the highly anticipated 4-day class retreat in Malibu. In club news, the Lorena and Thousand Oaks Interact Clubs are teaming up to put on movie night on March 6th, a fun event for family and friends to get together and enjoy a free movie in the Lorena High School gym. Concessions will be sold to raise money for the Red Cross Foundation. Thank you.
Thank you, Olivia. Next, we have Ethan Cow from Westlake High School.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ethan Cow, and I am your Westlake High School student representative tonight. To start off, our boys varsity basketball team won the league title last Friday. Their overall score was 23-4. Some of our seniors are being watched by recruiters. Fingers crossed for those talented players. Our sports teams overall have been obtaining many great achievements this season. Our winners of the neon theme rally on the 27th were the juniors. It was a total upset that the seniors didn't take home the win. The rally was inspiring to watch as Kobe Bryant memorial chants never stopped. Because February marks the beginning of Black History Month, we have been recognizing major African American role models every day on the announcements, commemorating and respecting the accomplishments of these Americans. As of yesterday, Water Assassins is in full swing for the seniors. We have heard that some people have already been eliminated from the game, so watch out and stay dry. On the 31st, Senator Henry Stern was invited to speak with students at Westlake. He answered many questions about becoming a senator and addressed issues important to students. Students were very receptive to the senator's visit and were inspired to take action. Thank you all very much, and go Warriors.
Thank you. And now I would like to turn the meeting back to Vice Chair Schlosser.
Thank you, Commissioner Nash, and thank you to those representatives who came out to make reports for your schools. Item 8B is the Teen Center Advisory Council. Will Teen Center Liaison Commissioners Friedman and Goodnight please introduce this portion of the meeting?
Good evening. A quick recap of some events that happened in the last few weeks of the Teen Center include the middle school futsal tournament, mixed teams from public middle schools, and the winners received Amazon gift cards. The first trip to Mountain High sold out, and once again, the mountains had the best possible conditions for shredding. Our winter middle school leagues are going strong with 20 different teams competing in boys volleyball and girls basketball.
Some upcoming programs include our 7th and 8th grade Valentine's Day dance this Saturday. Our last trip of the year to Mount High on the 14th, conditions look to be spectacular. Our spring high school hoops boys basketball league is starting soon with player evaluations taking place this Saturday from 1 to 3. Individual and team registration is currently taking place. Call Dan at the Teen Center for more information. A parent-teen cornhole tournament on March 7th. The 11th annual Under the Rainbow High School Dance on Saturday, March 20th from 7 to 10. This event is put on by the GSA clubs on campuses from here to Malibu. As a reminder, we're open 7 days a week, so just come and hang out. It's totally free. Get all the details on our websites for the events I talked about and all the upcoming events at ThousandOaksTeenCenter.com and follow us on Instagram at Thousand Oaks Teen Center. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners Friedman and Goodnight. Will Cecilia Alvarez please introduce the Thousand Oaks Library Teen Center Advisory League portion of our meeting?
Hello, my name is Cecilia Alvarez, and tonight I'm representing the Thousand Oaks Teen Advisory League, or TOTAL, for the Thousand Oaks Library. Know your book covers? We have 2 opportunities for students who know their book covers. We have some Guess the Book cover puzzles at the library in February. If you can solve the puzzles, you have a chance to win a prize. We also have a book cover redesign art show and contest. Redesign a book cover and have a chance to be featured in the library's art show and win a prize. Details are inside the library. Our ever-popular button-making program is back, and we will be having button making on various Tuesdays and Thursdays at the Grant Brimhall Library and various Wednesdays at the Newbury Park Library. Come check out our library's calendar, website, or newsletter for details on the dates and times. Come to the library to make some neat custom buttons out of your own drawings or discarded comics or book pages. Join us in the Grant R. Brimhall Library Teen Space and make Lego hearts to display around the teen space. We also have a blind date with a book display, so come check it out. We will have a video game tournament where middle and high school students can play Puyo Puyo Tetris tournament for a chance to win a prize. The tournament will be Thursday, February 13th from 3:30 to 4:30 at the Newbury Park Library. And finally, we are proud to announce our Thousand Oaks Reads One City, One Book kickoff event. Join a citywide book club and read The Honey Bus by Meredith May. Join us for the kickoff event where Newbury Park High School Orchestra will perform Flight of the Bumblebees and other theme songs on Saturday, February 29th at 2 p.m. There will be a bunch of other events centered around the book club, and you can find them in this little pamphlet that's inside the library. The library also has some great SAT and ACT text prep resources. Online, you can access BrainFuse Help Now and Learning Express Library through our Thousand Oaks Virtual Library. They have SAT and ACT online tutorials, study guides, practice tests, and questions. BrainFuse Help Now allows you to submit writing samples for feedback, as well as available online tutors and chat online. The library has test prep books as well. You can also borrow SAT and ACT flashcards inside the library by asking at the information desk. We hope to see you in the library soon. Thank you again.
Thank you, Cecilia. At this point in the meeting, I'd like to turn it back over to Chair Globke.
As we near the close of our meeting, I'd like to turn agenda item 9 over to Commissioner Shea. Commissioner comments.
This is the last portion of our meeting where commissioners can provide any information, comments, or announcement, which no action by the commissioner will be taken. At this time, are there any commissioner comments? Vice Chair Slosher?
Just a reminder that Youth Leadership Summit applications are due this Sunday, February 9th.
Thank you. Are there any other commissioner comments? There being none, I turn it back to Chair Globke.
All right, before we adjourn, I have a couple of announcements and reminders. We need volunteers for our therapeutic dance on March 21st and the 27th. Our applications for Youth Recognition Awards are due on February 28th. And as previously stated, applications for our Youth Summit are due on Sunday, February 9th. So get those applications in. With no further business to come before the Thousand Oaks Youth Commission, I adjourn the meeting at 7:06 p.m.